take a look at this report over here. Singapore's median income falls 2.2% in real terms in 2023. Falls 2.2% in real terms. Is that good? Is that bad? Today I'll show you details on everyone's pay and where exactly is income going up and where exactly it's going down. So if you're curious, continue watching. Hi guys, welcome back. Today let's discuss about income because it impacts everybody and it's always good to know what's going on in our economy, correct? Now the first part about understanding this headline is to understand the details. You'll see over here that in real terms, it fell 2.2%, but in nominal terms, which is the exact value, it actually went up. The exact figure right now for median income 2023 is $5,197. This will give us a hint as to where the trend is, correct? In 2024, it's definitely going up, but just how much? This jump from 2022 to 2023 is about 2.5% increment. So if your pay didn't go up by 2.5%, maybe it's time to negotiate something better. And another point to note is that the annualized average rate of growth is about 3.4% for the last 10 years. So hopefully you have experienced this and above in your current job. But we have to address this question. What exactly is gross monthly income, correct? Very often when I do videos on salary, there's always confusion on the terms of gross monthly income. And let me quote exactly what it means. It means amounts as received, including your CPF. It also includes overtime pay, tips, allowances, commissions, as well as 1/12 of any annual bonus. 1/12 is because it's inputting a 13-month bonus into this whole equation itself. And the part on including CPF, most people don't quite see and feel the employer's contribution to CPF, correct? So this graph above will show you if we were to exclude away the employer's CPF. That's usually why it's negotiated in pay, correct? So as you can see, 2023, the figure is $4,550 excluding your employer's CPF. That means also the take home is around $3,600 to $3,800 per month on a median salary across Singapore. But we have also to adjust this because bonus on the ground is not usually only just the 13 month. Usually it's 2 to 3 months. Some pay even higher. So let's use 2.5 months as an average bonus. That will help us calculate the median annual income. And the figure that I've gotten is 5,197 divided by 13, because 13 months, times 12, times 14.5 to include the 2.5 months bonus. That means the median income is around $70,000. Next, let's look at details on everyone's pay and know exactly which income ranges are going up and which are coming down. And before I get there, help me smash the like button early because you know I have the goods. And I've taken hours to look through this data to share with you hopefully some insights that make you a bit more aware or you can convey to the next generation in terms of how they plan out their career. So without further ado, let me pull up this, which is compiled by Seedly. And you can see this monthly income by occupation will give us a good breakdown in terms of age group, which impacts experience and seniority, as well as occupation category. There are 5 used by MOM. And you'll see on the left is managers and administrators. Occupations in this category include principals, company directors, senior managers, I guess anyone who oversees people. Then second is professionals. This includes doctors, nurses, lawyers, teachers. Then in the middle, associate professionals and technicians. These could be support staff to the professionals or are in blue-collar technician work. Then next is clerical support workers. These mainly include administrative staff. Then on the far right is service and sales workers. These include retail staff, waitresses and waiters. What can we see in this breakdown, correct? Let me categorize. Those that are on the right that are boxed up right now, you would see that they earn much less than those on the left, correct? That's pretty obvious. Because for managers and professionals, you not only need a degree, you probably also need a postgraduate qualification to attain those positions. That you probably also know already. But what you may not know is that occupations that I boxed up in the right hand side, the growth rate is also much less. Let me show you year-on-year comparison. How about that? You would see if we piece in 2022 and 2023, one on top of the other. Let's look at firstly associate professionals and technicians. Amounts have increased up, correct? Feels like $200 plus minus for most categories, other than those who are in 20 to 24. Maybe the fresh grad pay has jumped quite a bit, or maybe this category of fresh graduates into the workforce, they know how to job hop a bit more. So their jump is a bit more, but the rest seem to be around the 200 pay increment per month. That's roughly around that 2.5% that we mentioned, correct, as the average median income growth. Now let's look at clerical support staff. This seems a bit more stagnant, correct? You look each category. The jump is sometimes only $100, thereabouts. Way below inflation and below perhaps that 2.5% experience on average across all occupations. Up next will blow your mind. Let's look at the right hand side, service and sales workers. What do you see? Age 20 to 24 seems to have dropped. 25 to 29 stagnant. The rest of age groups a small increment, and once above 50 there is a pay drop again. Wow. So people working in these occupations are actually experiencing a pay cut. Now let's look exactly at what these occupations cover. There are cabin attendants, there are postmen, there are police officers. I'm pretty sure police officers under government service is better taken care of. There's progression over there. Basic pay climb is better. Postman, that one I think is an occupation that could be phased out in 10-20 years time. And cabin attendant, I understand SIA pays perhaps the best, but the rest of the budget line, cabin attendants may not be getting very good pay. And very often, I've also heard on the ground that this career doesn't have a lot of skill sets that can transfer to other occupations, and they're definitely impacted when there's any economic crash or when there's any pandemic. But I'd like to pull up again the comparison chart for Singaporeans working in this category. Is this a trend of gig economy or not? Or are these occupations the most impacted by automation? Because for anyone working here, the prospects are very dim. The ability to cope with inflation on food is just going to be an uphill battle. So this is something to keep in mind also. Now let's move on to categories that are climbing pretty fast. How about that? Firstly, professionals. Again, they are doctors, lawyers, teachers. We would see that professionals are experiencing good pay climbs, correct? Especially the 30 to 34 segment. You would see that 1 year ago, it was $6,984. It jumped to $7,508. 8% jump, thereabouts. And I think this category will continue to climb very quickly in 2024. Then what about for managers and administrators? There is also significant climbs, correct? You would see over here that for those who are 25 to 29, the jump is from 6,004 to 7,000. Also a 8 to 10% climb. Then those who are 30s to 40s, you will see that the jump is also 6, 7, 8% across the board. So just now we say 2.5% is the average, but managers and professionals are jumping 6 to 10%, whereas other occupations are pretty stagnant and some may have actually seen a pay drop. There is no solution to this in my opinion, and that also gives us some reminders that we need to be empathetic to people in other occupations, and sometimes also be grateful to where you are right now. If we compare service staff in Singapore to service staff in other developing economies, I think they are still way better off. So again, a lot of times it's a matter of perspective. Now let me show you other data that will allow you to understand why government has changed certain policies. Now I've also done some homework and found a summary table on the pay range and how many people are in each of these categories. The biggest jump in numbers is quite obviously those that are in the 7,000 per month range. 2021, it was 97,000 people. Then it became 108,000 people, and then 115,000 people. Right now, in 2024, I guess this will break 120,000 people quite easily. It is also no wonder that CPF monthly wage ceiling will be increased gradually to $8,000 because there are more and more people earning $6,000 to $8,000, and they should prepare well for their own retirement. Then another category that has seen a big jump is actually those who are earning more than $22,500. 2021, there are 43,000 people. 2022, there's 51,000, and 2023, there's 58,000. It's also no wonder the government has changed the tax bracket for 2024 onwards with a new category for above 500,000 and above $1 million. Reports will always say that income inequality in Singapore is roughly okay and dropping also if subsidies are given well to the low income side. But I guess it also depends on who you ask, and to some extent we will always be disgruntled to where we are at. If you agree, smash the like button, and with that I'd like to introduce you to these two previous videos. The first one is a highly popular video I have, Are Singaporeans Rich? If you have seen it, check the second one out on my second channel. Check it out, show some love to my second channel, Josh Tan Life, and I'll see you there too. Take care as always, goodbye.